Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. I'm your host, Frank Holder. If you're not familiar with the show, this is the show where we talk about a lot of sports with comedians. We have a great time, talk about what's happening for the day, basically give you the latest and hot topics. And sometimes we have some great debates. And I think we're going to have a couple of these today, too. First up, let me bring my man who's reporting from the lovely island of Martha's Vineyard, my man Talent. How you doing, sir? How's everything, bro?
Good money, Frank. It's a good day out here, brother. It's a real good day.
I'm glad to hear that. Next up is one of the favorites in New York Knicks fan all day, all night. My man Fig, how you doing, sir?
Hey man, I'm doing good. Hey, Talent.
Yeah.
Tell Martha I said what's up.
And also, I want to bring in one of my favorite guys to join the show, man, is Mr. Amir Sealy. He's my NBA guru. How you doing out there?
I'm good. What's going on, Big? What's going on, T? Frank?
What up, big boss?
All right, y'all.
Good afternoon.
We're going to jump into the show because obviously we got a COVID report to talk about, but there's some breaking news that just happened 5 minutes ago I want to jump into real fast, too. So first up, man, I don't know if you guys heard the news, but the New Orleans Saints are not going to refund any ticket holders who refuse to get a vaccine or a COVID test. We spoke a little bit about that yesterday, saying that they were going to make sure everybody had to have their vaccination card. Well, this morning the news came out and said, if you're not tested and you're a season ticket holder and you missed the game, too bad, so sad. We're not refunding your money. Talent, I know you got a thought about that.
I think that's horrible. I mean, this is anytime you implement a new rule or something, you got to give a person a chance to, adhere to it. Or if they don't, it's their obligation, it's their prerogative, in other words, to say, you know what, I don't want to go that far with it, or I don't want to adhere to that, so I'm opt out. Can I get a refund? You know what I mean? It's like us in our comedy world. If I change the lineup of the show after you bought a ticket, the ticket holder has a right to a refund.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't dispute that. Fig, what's your thoughts?
He's absolutely right, man. Listen, if you want a refund, you have to go talk to personnel, because those are the ones that no. And man, it's crazy, man. Like, look, like Talent said, if you're going to change up the rules and regulations after I already paid my money, after I bought my season tickets and stuff like that, now you changing rules. You owe me my money, man. If I don't want to adhere to those rules, give me my money back. Somebody's going to buy them.
Yeah, there's a little bit of disruption there. What do you think, sir? What you think, Amir? What's your thoughts?
I'm finding it interesting. We know that we're in a new climate. One way or another, no matter how you slice it, whether you're for or against whatever's going on as far as the bigger picture in the world. What I don't understand is how and why there aren't things being put in place to deal with those ideologies. Look, to tell somebody that they can't get their money back after they've paid their hard-earned money and they came to support a situation or a business that you and a service, that you provide is absolutely asinine to me. And especially in this day and age when you can easily tell people, look, we can do something else. We can work out something else. To not do that and not have that in play is just mind blowing to me. And especially, like I said, under the current circumstances and the way the world is set up right now, everybody should be brainstorming on how they're going to be able to handle those kind of situations as they arise. So I'm a little disappointed in, that organization for not having a better system in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and let's be honest too, all y'all. Let's be honest too. I think the NFL is trying to figure out what to do, and they're trying to make sure that they have games continue on to move on, and they're trying to make sure that they try to put some kind of hammer down on people who want to attend the games. I think that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. But here's a story I couldn't wait to get on the air and talk about. It broke 5 minutes ago, right before we got on the air. Man, honestly, I had to sit down with this one because we've been talking about Deshaun Watson for a while. 5 minutes before we got on the air, I just found out the news that the FBI is getting ready to launch an investigation into the accusations of all the females who are made accusations, including with them and the attorney against Deshaun Watson. So now, here it is, Talent. All those things we've been talking about before, the FBI is now stepping in, literally, to start going through this. And here's the kicker. If they find that there has been some kind of extortion, everything else like that, the accusers and the attorney, who they feel right now is going to have charges pressed against them. That changes everything, Talent, because if this happens, and it looks like it's going to happen, Deshaun Watson will play this year. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm really excited for Deshaun, bro. I'm excited for him. What's your thoughts?
Well, you know what this is? This is what we call pressure bust pipes. This had come from, I guess, the defense side of things to put pressure on the situation, because what it seems to be, Frank, now it starts to be very clear that this is not a thing to really criminalize him or actually, find him guilty of something. It's coming to light now. What it's seeming to me is it's just a stretch out thing. It's like to hurt his pockets and hurt his career as opposed to he really did it. So I think that the feds got involved now to apply the pressure to those who are accusing and alleging, so that, like you said, if you guys are extorting or this is falsified in any form of fashion, you and the legal team go down. This is what we always talked about. People that accuse people of doing wrongdoings and they are actually innocent need to pay the same damn price they would have paid.
Yes, yeah, I agree with that 100%. Fig, the attorney's name is Tony Busby. Tony Busby right now is looking at he looking down possible extortion charges and everything else. If this comes to pass and if this is true, what's your thoughts on how you're feeling right now about the FBI investigating this whole thing with Tony Busby and all the other sisters who came, to press these allegations against Deshaun Watson? What's your thoughts?
It's a funny thing, man. When the FBI starts investigating massages, oh, we in trouble, man. I'm telling you, I've had my last massage. I don't even want no. I'm getting all the lotion out of my house right now. I don't even want no lotion in the house. FBI, no. Busby, man, if he lied and he's doing this to Deshaun Watson, we're gonna take the Z out of Busby name and gonna make him Buttby, because when he go to jail, that's who he gonna be.
Amir, the crazy thing about this is the allegations that he created and was able to put together and be able to try to create a huge case and everything else, possibly with, obviously for some kind of class action suit, is huge. But let's not forget either, bro. He lives right next door to the owner of the Houston Texans too. If they could even put a link to that, now you got the FBI not only investigating, the women and Tony Busby, you also have the FBI will be investigating the NFL ownership, and it's the Houston Texans owner too. Like, let's not even overlook that neither. What you think, Amir?
It's funny that you bring that part, of the equation into the conversation. But, the other side of this that I just find interesting, and, Talent touched on it, and you guys have been touching on it since the story broke. Why has it taken so long to get to this point? You understand what I'm saying? Like, look, if we're in the 12th hour and, the audible has been called now for the FBI to come in, why wasn't that called a lot sooner? Because I think first and foremost, it would have saved us a lot of dead space and time, because they would have got involved earlier. We would have hopefully gotten to the bottom of this sooner. That young man would be able to, be prepared for this up and coming season. And whether he stays with that organization or moves to another organization, he'd be able to do what he needs to do and move on with his life. It's sad that in this day and age, we still have situations where they can absolutely hold you up or jam you up, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it just because of the way the system is set up. And I feel like this is a real situation where we're now getting to see that people are fighting back against the system, not only, if it's a personal thing, but allowing themselves to have a fighting chance where the system is concerned. So I think that it's great, but it's just messed up that it's taken so long, for them to get answers.
It looks like Rodney Perry joined the show.
Hey, can you use this? Appreciate you. Hey, you gotta hurry up because I'm going.
Only Rodney Perry could do that. Only.
Yo.
I'm gonna give Rodney like 10 seconds. Rodney, what's going on? How you doing, brother?
I'm sorry, guys. I was doing something, but all right. Not right now. Ain't doing it. Anyway, it's what I've been saying for the past few weeks, and to be honest, I was starting not to believe myself. They have a way to make you look very guilty, no matter what it is, and I'm glad there's some relief for this brother, and hopefully he'll get to play football again. But when you're dealing with millionaires, man, people with a lot of money, they have a way of manipulating the system, and hopefully this FBI investigation at a level playing field.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that one, man. Because at the end of the day, Deshaun Watson needs to play. You know what I mean? Like, this looked like this was a big, huge extortion thing to try to get him to bend over. You know what I mean? And deal with what was ever happening. Exactly. That's why I was like, yeah, it looked like it was that. Next up, man, I don't know if you guys heard this news, but there's an Olympian who's leaving Nike for a company called Lululemon. I kid you not. The name of the company is Lululemon. They out of China. She's like, you know, her name is Colleen Quigley.
Lululemon is a big deal among women.
Yeah, she's like Olympic. She's run through 3,000 meters and everything else. She's like, she got tired of dealing with Nike. She's like, listen, I'm tired of dealing with them. I don't think that they have my best interest at heart. Talon, does it surprise you that somebody's leaving Nike for a company that is not even known in the States at all?
Not really. Didn't we just see Vanessa Bryant do this? You know, say, I'm just going to cut ties with Nike. You know, it brings me back to the old days where people were kind of, I don't know if you guys remember the early days of sports. A lot of athletes were complaining about dealing with Nike. And that's how Adidas and there was another one, Puma and these guys Reebok start to come up in an endorsement game because people didn't want to deal with Nike. I mean, we forget about that because of the Jordan era and then the Jordan brand and then Jordan signing these big athletes to the brand. So we slowly forgot about it. But now it looks like, because, you know, women don't play that. You know, dudes are shrug things off. Women don't play that. So now it looks like we're seeing whatever that thing was have a resurgence out here in the sports land. So no, I'm not surprised at all.
Fig, what you think?
Talon hit the nail on the head, man. I think women in a lot of instances have been leading the charge as far as getting things done when things are not right with certain companies, you know, certain boycotts and stuff like that. You know, women have been leading the charge, especially we talk about the WNBA, the way they led the charge when it came to social injustice. So Talon is right, man. Look, if you a conglomerate or you have a pigeonhole on an industry like Nike is with the NBA and stuff like that, then, you know, they really, their customer service may leave a little bit to be desired. So I don't know who Lululemon is, but listen, I don't know Lulu, but I like lemons. And, you know, Steph Curry signed with Under Armour. And, you know, other athletes are going in another direction instead of the popular brands, and they're probably paying a lot more money, man. I mean, listen, get in where you fit in.
Amir, what you think?
I think it's great. I think we have to get back to having some competition here. You know, when we have these major corporations that seem to have, you know, all of the, you know, major stars, and some of the smaller guys, you know, just don't have a fighting chance. And the fact that this, you know, particular young lady has decided that, you know, she's had enough and she wants to branch out and build you know, a brand of her own and a name of her own, I think is absolutely dynamite. I hope to see more athletes, you know, follow her lead in all of, you know, various sports.
Rodney Perry, what's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, Lululemon is hardly unknown, but it is kind of a woman-centered brand. Here goes some of their stuff. And can y'all see that?
Yeah.
And this, you see what the dude is wearing. Yeah. So I don't see no bunch of dudes migrating over to Lululemon, but I think it would be definitely feasible to see women go to a brand that cares about, you know, I mean, they got little patterns and stuff. It cares about, you know, how women are shaped and how they're fit. But you know, and it's athletic. So big ups to Lululemon and to this young lady that's bringing some notoriety to them. You know, I don't think they're gonna cut no check bigger than Nike though.
Yeah, it remains to be seen. We'll see. But, you know, she's in the Olympics. The next up, man, I got to talk to you all about is is day 2 of the Trevor Bauer case ended up happening. We were talking about Trevor Bauer, and obviously it's a restraining order case. But now there's been some reveal yesterday afternoon, and we kind of alluded to this, but she said in some text messages that she got caught in that Trevor Bauer's attorney presented yesterday was that she can't wait to get in his head, quote unquote. She got her hooks in, quote unquote. And it was revealed that she also had a sexual relationship with baseball player Fernando Tatis and another sexual relationship with Mike Clevenger. So as we were saying, this chick is an Instagram model and everything else, but she also did present that she had gotten punched a couple of times, strangled a couple of times and everything else by him and everything else. But she got punched in the vagina, punched in the back, strangled with her own hair from this guy and everything else. I just think that her case is starting to seem like it's starting to get a little weak there when you've had other sexual relationships with a couple of other baseball players. You know what I mean? And then you leave a couple of text messages like, yeah, I'm going to get in his head and I got my hooks in on him. I don't know what you think, Talent. Tell me what you think. Maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean?
No, you're not wrong. I think this is a perverted version of what's always been going on. I remember back in the day meeting some young ladies who exposed this whole racket, if you will, of getting with professional athletes. There's a whole racket. I mean, the mom grooms the daughters. They buy certain season tickets, sit them strategically in spots where they're seen by the players, whether it's across the dugout, across the bench, whatever. They make sure they had all the events, basically to nab a professional athlete who's already, in a sense of financial terminology, is already a millionaire. Now I think it's just that it seems like the level has escalated of why wait that long version to find one to marry so I'm in the money when I can just sleep with him and then come back and say, hey, he choked me, he smacked me, did all this thing, where in actuality, you probably was with that when you did it and you knew that all you got to do is say that. So either I'm going to come up in the courtroom with a civil case or you're going to settle out of court. Either way, it's a come up. I think it's despicable.
Yeah, I agree with that part. What you think, Fig?
This whole case, man, it just stinks. You know what I mean? On a serious note, when women do stuff like this, they discredit women who have actually been assaulted. When they put on their gold digger attire and they come and they get with these guys, meeting them in hotel rooms or on the floor in the lobby, whatever, trying to get with these guys. And then when they get them, it's for the purpose of extorting them and getting money from them. Stories of women making babies with turkey basters, if you will, trying not to be so graphic, but it really shines a horrible light on the women that are actually been assaulted. And you don't know who is who, because this stuff it seems like everything is done in the media or in the public eye. You can't try somebody and decide whether they're guilty or not by the court of public opinion. And that's what's happening. These guys are losing money, they're getting suspended and all this stuff like that. It's absolutely horrible, man. And Talent said something, alluded to it, like, look, if the women that falsely accuse people, men, of sexual assault and they're found to be lying, if they had to serve the same penalty as the guy would if he's found guilty, they would stop it. I'm not saying it's going to shut down completely, but a lot of this would stop.
On the flip side of this, Amir, this has been going on for 25, 30, 35 years. You know what I mean? So honestly, I ain't gonna lie. If you're a dude and you're in the pros, you should at least have an idea that these traps are out there that they're going for. Maybe I'm wrong, but you got to at least have an idea, especially if you're visiting these strip clubs and you're meeting chicks off of Instagram that you don't know and you're inviting them to your hotel room and you're smashing, you're doing all other. Dude, I honestly, maybe.
No, but Frank, think about this. Think about what I said. That makes more of a sense of why I go this route now, because for years, these athletes have been taught to look out for these girls that are trying to nab them and get with them and marry them just for their money because of who they are. So now you start to look out for that. But now the new humdinger is the one night stand chick. You're not thinking about her. You think about, and then now they change the game up and said, I'm gonna use this sescapade.
No,
to get to
listen, I'm not disagreeing with anything you said. I agree with you 100%. I mean, 1,000%, to be honest with you. All I'm saying is on the flip side, these dudes should be aware that the old traps are now the old traps. They're now new traps that are out there being set. They got to have somebody trying to school them. I mean, talk to me. Tell me what you think, bro.
You know, it's so funny, man. You know, listening to both points that were made by both Fig and by Talent. In all essence, it's like the the new hustle that the kids have scamming. Not that there hasn't been scamming from day one, but every year or every few years there's a new version of it. And to your point, Frank, that's all. It's not that these guys aren't being made aware of what's out here and and the traps that belie them. What's going on is the people who are setting the traps, they also come up with new versions of it. So the young people may or may not be as familiar with the newer versions of what is ahead of them, and they're just finding out through trial and error in some of these cases. And I think that it's unfortunate that in this day and age that this even has to go on, because in all fairness, if you're an upstanding person and somebody likes you, they like you, and they're gonna try to deal with you in any way, shape, or form, or whatever the case may be. But to the fact that the world is set up the way that it's set up, and people are saying to themselves, I don't want to do the legwork, I don't want to have to go through all the extra time and effort. If I can find a shorter route, and y'all hear it, we hear it all the time, we hear people say it, work smarter, not harder. So you got some of these ladies out here, that's exactly what they're doing. They're working smarter, not harder. So watch out.
Right. Rodney Perry, I'm gonna throw it to you and say this, bro, and I mean this wholeheartedly. They're opening the gateway for men who are rapists to continue on and continue to do and assault and everything else. They don't realize they're hurting the guys who literally are athletes who are doing these rape things and the sexuality. Like, that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because now people are not gonna believe if it's down that pike. I mean, this is a crazy thing, man. What you think, Rodney Perry?
Well, I'm reading about the case, bringing myself up to speed. To my colleagues, I would say be careful about supporting this guy. This guy's an asshole, and low key, I low key believe the girl, because who punched somebody in the vagina? Like that's the type of shit a guy that's a rapist does, because he know ain't nobody gonna believe it. Like, bah, guess what? Tell him. What?
Tell him.
Ain't nobody gonna believe that. Ain't nobody gonna believe that. Just punch you in your stuff. So as I'm looking at it, I'm looking at what you guys are talking about. People on the internet saying that she may have misrepresented herself, but this is still in court.
Mm-hmm.
He is not out the woods, and neither is she. So we have to hold our judgment as well. So everything I'm reading about the guy is that he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. And he's more than capable of this type of behavior.
But please do this, Roddy. Read it if you can. Read it with knowing that there's two sides to every story. Because I read the first day, I was like, "Oh, this dude's trash. He's trash." But then after I read everything,
I'm a father of 5 girls. I watch Special Victims Unit at least 3 or 4 times a week. So
yeah,
I'm saying that if he's being accused of it, it's probably got some validity somewhere.
Yeah.
And Frank, I wanted to say something.
The type of shit, like all of us have been in a room with a woman and be like, "Yo, man, what happened?" But you ain't been accused of punching nobody in the pussy.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Frank. There's one thing that I wanted to say to what you said is that these guys should know better. We got to remember, like, all of us are grown men. We grown. A lot of these guys are still in their 20s. So remember what you were like, or a bunch of us, maybe not you in particular, but a lot of us got to remember what it's like to be 21, 22, 23, maybe 25 years old. Now, add millions of dollars onto that and find out how much stuff we got into with the amount of money that we had in our 20s. Now multiply that by millions and imagine how much stuff you can get into in your 20s with millions of dollars.
I'm not discrediting that at all. You make 100% valid point. So the difference that all of us did not have when we was in our early 20s is we didn't have social media to be able to at least tell people, raining on us, giving us some kind of knowledge to tell us, oh, that happened to this dude, and oh, that happened to, oh, and Michael Irvin did what? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's cases out there that people that are out there in social media, and Google will easily give you the knowledge of saying that there's a huge amount of traps being set if you're going to walk down that path. I ain't have that. None of us had it.
You got to wrap your mind around. When you're in court, and you being cross-examined, that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing the cross-examination of this young lady.
Right.
She goes through a 6-hour deposition. I don't know anybody can sit through that and not look a little suspect. And so we'll see as the case goes forward.
We will, but I will say this, and I believe that this because I want to move on to the next topic. When you have seen and you've had sexual relationships with two other baseball players, big name baseball players, and it
has nothing to do with it, Frank.
I'm not saying it does.
You just did. It has nothing to do with it.
I'm saying this. It just looks like a certain way.
It don't matter how it looks. You can't. You a victim blaming. She can fuck 1,000. She can do a porno. She can take trains and stuff in the face. She can do that.
But he
can't punch her in the vagina. He can't do it.
Well, what she can't do, Rodney, is she can't send out text messages talk about I've got my hooks in him and I'm gonna get in his head and I'm gonna take
his ass is going to jail because he raped me. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how you
fuck that punk. Fuck him. He going to jail. I got my hooks in him. That's what she's saying.
Depends on how you read it, I guess. Depends on how you read it. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next thing, man. Because I could argue with you about this way because I got daughters too. I could argue with this way that I sure would like this, For all my baseball fans, I'm gonna breeze through this real fast because we got a couple of baseball fans, and I especially am talking to some New Yorkers here. I'm gonna just say that the New York Yankees ended up catching the Red Sox right now, and they got another game I think today and everything else. But a month or two ago, we were talking about the Yankees. They were out of it for the whole thing. We were talking about firing the manager and everything else. Nobody, including me, did not think that the New York Yankees were going to skip past the Boston Red Sox and be tied for the wild card with the Oakland A's. Talent, tell me that you saw this coming or you did not see this coming, because I remember exactly what you said, and if you lie, I'm about to drop you off this talk show.
I don't give a damn what you remember. I'm always going to say I knew it. It's my New York Yankees. I'm always going to say that. I don't care. You can go to the videotape. You can say they talked off the land. You was taking pills. I'm still going to say I knew it, yo. It's the New York Yankees, the iconic team of baseball. You take the Yankees out of baseball, the league folds. Of course, we caught you. Bean.
You know the funny thing about this is literally I'm ready to play the tape back. Talon was like, fire the manager, get rid of this dude. He's out of here. He's a bum. A fake. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me Talon did not say that.
No, I'm the only one that was for the Yankees. I was like, man, the Yankees, you can't count the Yankees out. Both of them.
Yeah.
The New Yorkers.
Great, talk to me. Tell me
well, listen, here's the thing. Calm down. Here's the thing. When it comes to the Yankees, they're called, their nickname is the Bronx Bombers. And, when you got a big bat, when you got a big bat, you're always in the game. You know what I mean? And Yankees have been known, New Yorkers, period, have been known to sling some big bats. And when you're throwing little balls at big bats, sometimes you knock them right out the park. And that's how the Yankees got back in the game, man. Knocking the little balls out the park.
Yeah, we heard you the first two times you said little balls and big bats. Amir, talk to me. Tell me what you think
about the Brahmins, baby.
Yeah, Amir, tell me what you think about the Yankees.
Hey, I have to agree with my two colleagues there. We New Yorkers, like I say all the time, we gonna always cheer for ourselves. We don't give a damn what's going on. We could be in last place. We be like, so what? It ain't over yet. That's just how New Yorkers move. We do that. I don't care where you put us. You can take us anywhere in the world. That is a New York attitude. We like, son, what you saying? That doesn't mean anything to us just yet. It ain't over.
Yeah,
it's not over for us until it's over. So to see them, do what they're capable of doing, and in all fairness, for the entire season, everybody thought that the Yanks would, be in the hunt and would be doing, big things this season. It took them a while, obviously to catch their rhythm, and it's great to see them having done so. But again, it ain't over yet. So we got to wait and see how this all plays out, baby.
Hey, Frank, let me ask you a question, Frank. Let me ask you a question, Frank, real quick.
No, hold on. Let Rodney say his thing. You can ask me a question. Go ahead, Rodney. Okay. Go ahead, Rodney. What's your thoughts?
Hey, man. I told y'all. And I ain't no Yankee fan. I don't give a damn about the Yankees. I said, think about the Yankees. You can't count them out. You can't never count them boys out because they always look. They got the money. They can go get a mid-season replay. They can do anything. But talent and Fig, I can't say Amir fell off the bandwagon, but talent and Fig definitely jumped off the bandwagon.
All right,
they both was in Yonkers. They was both in Yonkers somewhere. They wasn't there. They weren't even. They wasn't even in the city. I think Fig was in New Jersey. And they both had left New York.
Fig was in Connecticut talking about we get ready to get a new baseball team. We're gonna call them the Hartford Harbingers.
Let me tell you something. Light-skinned man and dark-skinned man, since y'all think y'all know everything, and remember, y'all don't notice everything. First of all, how come neither one of y'all noticed? This is the 5th hat I changed into. It's been 30 minutes of show. I done changed hats 5 times. Nobody said nothing. Nobody noticed nothing. Y'all don't know nothing.
I just got here. I would have noticed.
I'm sorry. All right, now let me talk about the next thing, man. I want to bring this up. I want to move into basketball real fast because the crazy thing is, if we were getting ready to get into an argument, I think it would be a great conversation. First off, I want to talk about the Lakers, but first off, I got to talk about the Celtics in this one thing because yesterday I saw it on 3 different blogs that Ben Simmons might get traded to the Celtics. Depending on who the Celtics lose, again, I'll say depending on who the Celtics lose, if they lose Jaylen Brown, I'd be happy for it. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't be that mad about that. And I'll tell you why. Because the Celtics got shooting. Jaylen Brown can slash, but Jaylen Brown can also shoot. But the Celtics have gotten a lot of shooters this year and last year. So I wouldn't be too mad. But what do you think about talent? You like the move if the Celtics end up trading Ben Simmons to the Celtics? If the Sixers end up trading Ben Simmons to the Celtics, would you like the move or not?
I'm going to say the same thing I said yesterday when the word came out that it was even being uttered. I think that's stupid as hell for the Celtics. I think it's great for Ben Simmons to go to another bona fide team. Like, remember I said my prediction was sending them to purgatory to get better, get a shot maybe. But Brown is a beast, bro. Like Brown is that dude. He's a beast. To trade him for Ben Simmons, that's a step backwards for the Celtics organization, believe it or not. Him and Tatum is a great 1-2 punch, and you got guys like Smart, who, like Big says, a dog. And, they actually there's nothing really wrong with the roster. They added where they had a hole. They added at the point guard position. They even backed it up. They're in a good position. If you get rid of Brown and bring in Ben Simmons, you take a huge step back. That's just my opinion, man. I wouldn't do it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say this. I would like the floor if it was Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons. You hear me? Listen to me, Fig. Dennis Schroeder, Marcus Smart, and Al Horford. I like that 5. I like that 5.
Too small. I
like that 5 to start. And then coming off the bench, you got Robert Williams coming off the bench. You got Enes Kanter coming off the bench. Bro, I kind of like the Celtics. What's your thoughts if this is what it is?
Well, Frank, the one thing that I'm going to say is the Celtics have the backcourt all sold up. The problem with the Celtics is their front court. Enes Kanter, he's like allergic to defense. It's not that he don't try. It's just that he ain't no good at it. We had Enes Kanter in the Knicks, and I liked him as a center if he was going to score. But Enes Kanter, he ain't got no block shots. He don't intimidate nobody in the paint and stuff like that. And that's where the Celtics miss a player. Ben Simmons plays great defense. Is Ben Simmons going to be your center if you lose Jaylen Brown? I think what you got, Al Horford, although he was decent, he's an undersized center, but Al Horford's a little long in the tooth. You know what I mean? He's not a young dude. True. So I think what the Celtics really need is their backcourt. They need spots.
The Enz Cantor is number 7 in last season in rebounds. He's number 7. So I think it's a great addition. The Celtics sucked at rebounding last year. That's how they got killed on the boards. They got Enz Cantor back. They got Al Horford back with Robert Williams. I think it's a good addition. If they're able to add Ben Simmons to that, Amir, and they lose Jalen, because they got to lose something. What you think, Amir? What's your thoughts?
That's a tough one for me because like you said, you do gain a slasher, you do gain somebody who can kind of run the floor for you. Let's just say Schroeder takes a break or whatever the case may be. But I feel like the synergy between Brown, Tatum, and was just seemingly so powerful last year. And I feel like those guys kind of feed off of each other. Ben Simmons, we've been saying it, and I hope that through all of this quietness and him not saying anything or talking, that he's in the gym shooting so that he comes out next season and surprises us all and, knocks down shots that we didn't expect him to be knocking down. But I don't see it as a great move. I see it as a lateral move, but I don't see it as something that would put Boston in a position where they would be up on anybody, and especially where the East is concerned. You still have the teams that were better than them last year. They'll still be in the same position from what I could see. So
I don't agree. I don't agree. For the record, I don't agree. Rodney Perry, what you think? You think
First of all,
it's a lateral move?
First of all, calm down. I too have been on the wires, and it looks like Ben Simmons is going to the other Boston team.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Like Ben Simmons would be replacing Ronnie DeVoe. New addition. And it kind of makes a lot of sense. Johnny is happy. And BBD, Ricky Bell, and they're ecstatic about this trade. He's added some height to the group. They're all 5'7" and below, and I'm looking forward to this, man. Ronnie DeVoe joins New Edition, man. This is big, man. Let's start this music back over because we got to give some love, man.
I don't know
hilarious.
I don't know
oh my God!
I don't know how we do
this.
All right, let me move on to the next segment because I did want to talk about the Lakers because you know how we always have this issue, argument, and these things with the Lakers. I don't know if you guys heard this news either, but Isiah Thomas got caught working out with Russell Westbrook and LeBron James yesterday. The Lakers in talks of bringing Isiah Thomas to the Lakers so he can come off the bench. I don't necessarily think it's a great move for Isiah Thomas because honestly, Isiah, he needs the ball. You know what I mean? He needs the ball. If Russell Westbrook is there and he has the ball, then Isiah, then what? You coming off the bench and
you
Russell,
talking about the point guard that used to be in Boston?
Yeah. He
worked out. I thought he was dead.
No, he's alive and kicking. Talent. Do you like the fact that Isiah Thomas is possibly going to go to the Lakers? You like that addition? You think it fits?
I do like it for one reason. I like it because the Lakers are high profile. I think him coming back out of purgatory and out of the league, get back in the league and jumping right into high profile helps expedite his journey. I do agree with you, Frank. You got a good point. He needs a ball. But I think that if I can go to a team that's high profile, you say my name more. You know what I mean? I get back out there more. It's almost like in a year span, maybe 2, it's almost like I was never gone. If he goes to a team that's lower profile, even if he's balling, Frank, is it good for his game? Yeah. Is it good for him trying to make a career and financial gain for the future? It may take way too long.
Interesting.
This expedites that.
Interesting take. Fig, I'm going to say this. I think Isiah Thomas is a point guard. I think he needs the ball, but Russell Westbrook needs the ball, and he's a point guard. And if it might work if Isiah is coming off the bench. I think that's why they might be getting him. But if they bring Isiah Thomas off the bench, they get really small at the point guard, and I think it can hurt them dramatically. That's my thought. What you think, Fig?
I like Isiah Thomas, man. I thought Isiah Thomas, he right before he got injured, he was on his way of getting a major deal, a max contract, man. And he showed that he even though his size is small, he showed that he could play at a high level amongst the Giants. And because he's small, but he's hard to guard. You know what I mean? He can knock down shots. Hold up. Let me make my point.
I'm gonna let you make your point. I'm just doing this early so you can see that I'm putting on the brakes. And I'm gonna tell you why. Go ahead.
All right. Well, listen. I can't imagine they're gonna bring Isiah Thomas on the Lakers to start over who? He's not starting over Russell Westbrook. If he's gonna be a point guard, he gotta come off the bench.
Right.
He's gotta come off the bench. So if he's coming off the bench, he's playing with the second unit. And LeBron James' problem all the time is he said when he goes to the bench, if they got a lead, the Lakers lose their lead. Isiah Thomas is instant offense. That kid, he can ball out. I don't see a problem with him.
I just wanted to do this for the breaks, to do the Rodney Perry for one reason only, is because you started out comparing Isiah Thomas to how he was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. He's not the same player. He ain't even close to that same player right now.
When you seen him? When you seen him, Frank?
I saw him play last year.
Where?
Houston. I think it was Houston. I don't remember what team. He played so sporadically. That's how bad he was. He wasn't even
just because a team don't play you don't mean you can't play. Look at Melo. He wasn't in the league a couple years ago, and you see what he did when they brought him back.
Okay, so you're comparing Isiah Thomas to Carmelo Anthony. Okay, I remember that.
I'm talking about Isiah. The only point that I'm making is just because you haven't seen him don't mean he can't play.
Right, but your take is
and drop like 80, 90 points.
Yeah, but your take is that he's the same. You start out saying he's the same player as he was 4 years ago. I don't see it.
I didn't say that.
That's the first thing you said.
Of course you don't see it because your Boston Celtics ruined the guy.
They did. They did. Amir, talk to me. Tell me what you think. And then that way I can finish arguing with Fig and then argue with probably Rodney Perry, the greatest Laker fan of all time. Amir, what you think?
Well, I think, in all honesty, I think it's a great pickup for the Lakers. They still need, some relative youth. He's got experience. And for, to run the second unit, they need somebody who's going to come in and who has that experience and who has that kind of mind frame and mindset. Don't forget, he's also going to be working out with Westbrook, LeBron James, Davis, Carmelo Anthony. Don't think that those gentlemen will not help shape that dude's mind and help him get right in terms of how he needs and what he needs to do in order to get back into the shape that he needs to be in order to be effective and be efficient. So as much as, you might not like it, as much as you might hate what, happened and all that stuff, when you start being around great people, just like those three comedians that are on this show every, day with you, you see those guys sharpen each other. You don't think that same thing happens in basketball and in other, facets of life? So I'm looking for him. If he does make it to the Lakers, that could be a really, really good thing for that second unit. Trust and believe when I tell you that.
All right, Rodney Perry, I don't know if you agree or disagree with him. All I know is this. The Lakers don't have a bench. So if he's coming out trying to lead them, well, what bench is he going to help lead the team with? They have no bench. You know what I mean? So tell me what you think, because you're the Lakers fan out here.
You guys done?
Yeah, we done.
All right. Here goes. If you want to win, you go play with LeBron James. If you want to win, I don't give a what you do. He could have been selling cars last week. He want to win. Hey, LeBron, please let me go. I don't carry the water. What you want me to do, Brian? Hey, dog, just come here. Give me 10. Give me 10 assists. Give me 8. Give me 6 assists a game. That's all. They don't need him to play good all game. And guess what? Isiah Thomas is the court general. LeBron has proven himself to acquiesce, get that ball to a court general. We already talked about you don't want Westbrook bringing the ball up. LeBron can't bring it up every play. He getting older. Perfect addition to the team to me.
So you're saying you think he should start then? What you saying?
He probably will start.
Nah, he can't start. He can't.
Yo, check this out. Wayne Ellington, Malik Monk, Kendrick Nunn, Trevor Ariza, Costas Adetokounmpo, Wes Matthews, Dwight, Howard, Talent Horton Tucker. They got a lot of dudes to come.
He can do something with that second unit. Yeah.
That's all I'm talking about. All I said was second unit. I didn't say nothing about Melo and AD. LeBron. They got a lot of dudes that can ball out, man.
Give me the point guard, Fig. Who the point guard?
Done.
No, I'm saying that Isiah Thomas.
Isiah Thomas is a legitimate point guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With these guys on the second unit, that's what I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that Isiah Thomas would be good with a second unit with some of these dudes.
I saw you change your hat.
They will probably start him. They're gonna have him and Westbrook in the backcourt, right? Westbrook playing the 2 guard. I mean, not him playing the 2. So he handling the ball. Westbrook the other one. LeBron at the 3. AD at the 4, and your boy at the 5. What's wrong with that?
I don't see it.
How do you not see it? I just said it.
I heard what you said. I don't see it. I don't see it.
Hey, this is what we said. The Lakers need a point guard, a real point guard. He is that.
The Lakers got a real point guard. They got Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a point guard.
No, Russell Westbrook is not a point guard.
Yeah, he is. He's about to be. He's one shooting guard, but he's about to be. So he's going to be doing that because the Lakers played with the point forwards for the last 3 years of LeBron.
Let me ask you a question.
They need to change that. Yeah,
Frank, are those new glasses?
Yeah, they are. By the way,
I was saying to myself, those must be new. Let's let them glasses dial in a little bit before we start saying what you see.
Okay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. But I'm gonna just say one thing, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
You already said one thing.
Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing. Do you think? And I'm gonna leave it at this. Do you think the Lakers are going to the finals with the team that they put together around if they add Isiah Thomas talent? You think they're gonna go to the finals?
Hell no.
That was my point.
I think the West is stacked in general. I think we're gonna see some usual suspects go back and be competitive. I think you still got to deal with the chip on the shoulder on the West Coast is still going to be the Clippers. The Clippers are still going to end up being that team you got to take out because that chip is just lingering another year. I'm gonna keep my money right there. Barring injuries, I'm keeping that money on the Clippers. The Lakers, man, I think we're coming to the end of the LeBron manufacturing championship era.
Okay. Fig, you think
Willie Walker?
No. Don't let Fig go second. Let me go second because Fig is just gonna agree with talent.
All right. What you think, Rodney Gray? What you think? You think the Lakers are gonna go to the finals? Is that what you saying?
I think talent is losing his damn mind. You gonna put money on the Clippers again? Do I need to remind you of the Clippers? For my Clippers? Do I need to remind you of the classic Clipper bit that I did for a year? Do I need to remind you that the Clippers failing? Doc Rivers is jump ship. Do I need to remind you Doc Rivers left? That's a year ago. Do I need to remind you? And the Clippers, are you serious? I don't know what to do. My brain hurts. I don't know what to do. The Clippers, are you serious? I mean, if you say Phoenix, then I'm like, maybe. If you say Golden State, maybe, but the Clippers.
Fig, you agree with Rodney Perry?
We don't even know if they man got no play.
That's true. What's his name? Ain't playing for the Clippers the whole year. Clippers ain't knowing it either. Fig, you agree with Rodney Perry? Actually,
I do. I tell you this. Even though I make fun of the Lakers and their age and stuff like that, they are old team, a little long in the tooth, but they got some bona fide players. And my one caveat to the Lakers making it to the finals is if they can stay healthy. Now the flip side of that, if the Nets stay healthy and they make it to the finals, the Lakers are not going to beat them.
Oh yeah, we're not talking about that yet. We ain't there.
I know. I see. If the Lakers are healthy, I see them coming out of the West because, like you said, Kawhi Leonard is probably going to miss the better part of the year. So I think it's going to be difficult for the Clippers to be able to compete without Kawhi Leonard. I mean, they're going to be good, but are they going to beat the Lakers without Kawhi Leonard?
Good.
They're not going to be good.
Yo, you don't think they're going to be good? You don't think that the Clippers will make the playoffs?
I didn't say they won't make the playoffs.
That's a good team.
No, I don't think they're going to be good like the way we're thinking because they lost. They just made a trade. They lost a lot of players, so I don't think they're going to be good.
When I say a team, if I say a team is good, that means they make the top 8. That's all I'm talking about.
I forgot. I was talking to a
how
Knicks
about this?
fan, so I understand.
Will they make the
You
top
talking to what?
A Knicks fan, so I understand. So you got to be good.
Yo, man, we was ahead of Boston Celtics this past year. What have you done for me lately? I don't want to hear nothing.
I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Nothing about the Celtics.
Amir, talk to me. You think the Lakers are going to go to the finals?
I think the Lakers are going to go to the finals. I think that you have enough firepower there, even with the age and everything. I know that everybody is even concerned about that, but I'm telling you, this guy had the opportunity to be ousted last year, and having to play for the 8th spot, I think was something that probably fueled him to really be, have a chip on his shoulder going into this year. Y'all see the supposed sneak workout tapes that are going on with LeBron and Carmelo, LeBron and Westbrook. Look, y'all know when dudes are doing things like that, that means they serious about, trying to take this thing to the next level. If we didn't hear anything or if we didn't see anything, you could be like, no big deal. But the fact that those things are starting to surface tells me that those guys are like, yo, it's now or never. So I think that they really going to, put the pedal to the metal. And we're gonna see some interesting stuff this year from that team.
All right, so in other words, you're gonna put your money where your mouth is. You're gonna basically say you're gonna put up a whole $1 right now, because that's what you're gonna say. You're gonna say a whole $1 that you think the Lakers gonna go get to the final.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take that bet. I'll take it.
You just said so Talent, you're saying the Lakers are not gonna make the finals before $1? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll take the bet they're not making the finals.
Okay, all right, because I don't think they're gonna make the finals either. I think too much injuries, too much thing. Now, mind you, if they have no injuries, I think they're gonna make it to the finals. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think the injury's gonna keep them out of the finals. So I don't.
Stop shaking your head.
Rodney Perry, you got $1 on it?
First of all, let's talk about these frivolous bets. I like that one, Talent. Frank ain't trying to bet nothing.
I am. I'm saying I better hold.
Frank is a cheap sack of doo-doo. Frank is not trying to lose a quarter. That's why he come with this bet that ain't a bet. Oh, is the Lakers gonna make the finals? Well, who they gonna play? At least Fig said something. Fig said if the Nets are healthy and the Lakers are healthy, he's taking the Nets. That's a bet. I take that bet. But just some random doo-doo in the air? No. The Lakers will make first of all, let's talk about this. How everybody left the West.
That's my point.
It was no. It was West. Harden was in the West, ran his ass to the East because it wasn't nobody in the East 2 years ago. They all over in the East now. Mm-hmm. The West ain't strong as it used to be.
Well, nah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We gotta get ready to wrap this up. Challenge everybody out there how they can follow you. I see you in Martha's Vineyard enjoying yourself, enjoying the time. Talk to me.
Let me tell you something, man. Y'all can follow me on Instagram, Talent the Comedian, on Twitter at It's Just Comedy. All my Jersey folks, come on out this weekend to Aruga's Comedy Club. Me and my girl Coco Brown putting it down. 4 shows. 2 Friday, 2 Saturday. Aruga's on Route 22 in North Plainfield. Size going down, Frank. I got 2 more out here in the vineyard, baby.
2 more.
Hey, when I'm coming somewhere with you, Talent.
We're gonna be in Harrisburg on the 22nd, Wednesday, September 20th. My weekend Wednesdays in Harrisburg, PA. Me, Rodney Perry, Damon Williams, smash.
All right, okay, Fig, talk to me.
Wait a minute, you got Damon too. You must have extra money. Hold on. Get that on the phone.
Go ahead, Fig.
Yo, I ain't gonna be in Harrisburg because Rodney and Damon Williams gonna be there. But I tell you where I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be right here on the box seats Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 p.m. Baby, this is the best sports show on TV. You can ask your mama. And the Lakers are still old.
Amir, talk to me.
Hey, you can find me on IG at A-Rock Sealy right there at the bottom. You can find me on all other social media platforms, Amir Sealy. It's always dope hanging out with these gentlemen. Thank y'all as always.
Amir, thank you for sitting in the show, bro. I appreciate you sitting in today. Rodney Perry, talk to me.
Hey, man, it's always a pleasure. Hey, guys, great show today. Here you go. Hey, you can check me, huh? You can check me on my website, RodneyPerry.com. And Rodney Perry live on all social media. No, not you. Not you. Thank you.
All right, y'all. We got to get ready to go out of here while it's still a family show. You know, the name of the show is called Box Seats. The name of the channel is Human Movies every day, Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 on social media. We're also on the channel itself live from 3 to 4. Make sure y'all check us out. Roddy's gone. Thanks for Roddy sitting in. Amir sitting in too. That's talent. That's fake. We'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Oh, my goodness. Y'all built my blood pressure up. Peace.